Hey, what's going on, Trader Gang? Happy Sunday. Hope everybody's had a great weekend. It's Memorial Day weekend, so um, we're going live here. We're going to do a Sunday market breakdown for you on gold. We're going to take a look at news also, because I know my last couple of videos, I know we didn't go over news, so we'll see what news is going to look like this week. Just to quickly share with you guys, this past week hasn't been the best trading week for me. So I actually blew 3 accounts. There were prop challenges this week, which is not the norm. I haven't done that in a really long time. I kind of went on tilt. Uh, it seems like that's what I've been doing lately. So like I'm trying to relock back in. I ended up getting 2 more challenge accounts. So I have one new one that I haven't started, which I'll start this week. And then I did start a 50K challenge with Top Step, which were in profit $1,000 on there. So the goal is $3,000 on a 50K account. So that's what we're going to continue to shoot for. And we're going to try to continue on this road to getting funded. So, but appreciate you guys popping on. Show some love in the chat if you guys are on. Let me just get situated real quick. Want to make sure our sound is good. I always like to do my sound checks. All right, cool. So also, like on a live account, I might throw $20 in there and start a small account as well. So, but I don't want to get too, overwhelmed with, having 2 challenge accounts I'm trying to focus on and then a live account. So, I'll kind of see how I feel this week. So, yeah, let's get into it. So everything looks good on my end. So let's take a look at news. Screen is good. All right, so let's take a look at news this week. All right, so Monday is going to be a bank holiday because it's Memorial Day. So of course, you are able to trade, but it's going to be a very short window. So I believe market closes at 11 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm not going to trade on Monday, or tomorrow. So Tuesday we have let's see, 6 a.m. we have HPI, S&P. 7 o'clock, CB Consumer Confidence. Even though it's an orange folder, sometimes it does affect the market a little bit. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's crazy that it has news like at nighttime. So it's just crazy. So, but Wednesday we have FOMC meeting minutes. So that's going to affect the market for sure. So that'll be 8 a.m. Pacific time. So hopefully we can get into a trade before that, so we miss that news because we don't really want to trade that. And then Thursday we have unemployment claims, 5:30, and then we do have some alternating news. FOMC, Councilman speaks, Member Barkin, pending home sales, national gas storage, FOMC, Member Goldsby speaks, crude oil inventories, FOMC, Member Kugler speaks, and that's pretty much it. So a lot of councilmen talking. And then Friday, we have core PCE price index. So, of course, this could move the market. I've seen in the past as well. So, and then, of course, we have some yellow folders, 5:30. So, personal spending, personal income. So, I think this is definitely going to affect the market as well. After market open, we have Chicago PMI, revised UM consumer sentiment. and then of course some councilmen speaking. So other than that, that's pretty much it. So not too bad of a trading week, so we don't have like CPI or anything like that. So that's a good thing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the gold. Look at gold and see kind of what it did last week. So let's see what we kind of recapped, like what we said it was going to do last week. So our top-down analysis was weekly was bullish, daily was bearish, 4-hour was bullish. So we can kind of see. Let me get rid of these. These are kind of my prior day markups. So London low, London high. I'm going to clear all this out. I mean, let me clear all this out. So just paying attention to this, the weekly bullish, daily bearish, 4-hour bullish. So we did end up bullish. Let's clear all this out. Clear out this. Well, yeah, too. Let me refresh the page. Okay. So we can see. Let's go to the daily. So we can see daily here. We're still bullish. So we did hit 35.11 back in April. So we did have a push down and then a push up, and we just couldn't tap back into an all-time high. So we did have a pullback down. It did pull back into this previous resistance area, which is now support. So we had a nice push up. So just because of where the market's going now, I think we will continue to push up because we didn't break this support level. So we just tapped into it and then continue to push back up. So again, I'm going to continue with that trend. So we can actually go to the weekly here. So just you see on the weekly, you can see here, this was Monday, May 19th. So of course that was Monday. So we had a nice push up. So this candle right here. This was all last week. Change the color on here. There we go. So this is what price printed. So the week prior to that, we actually pushed up, and then we actually pushed all the way down here, and then we closed down here at 31.86. Then this past week, we ended up pushing down, came back up, and we closed at 33.65. So now, because I believe the market's open now, so of course we have a little kind of push down. So it's printing kind of like a doji here, but I think it's just as the market, because the market's going to be super slow, obviously, for Sunday and then tomorrow. So I think we will continue to push up though. So I think we can surpass this level here this week. So I definitely think we can go above 34. I say 34.50 because that is a psychological level. So I think we can definitely hit that for sure. So again, trend-wise, we want to continue to stay with the trend. So of course, we can see on the weekly here, the trend is bullish, just like that. So we want to follow that trend. So the minute it breaks any of this right here, then of course we could have a change of structure, change of character. So, but we'll do our top-down analysis. So again, we're going to start with weekly. Weekly is bullish, not bullish. Oops. Bullish. So good thing I'm wearing this hat because it's going to be bullish this week. shout out to Q Banks for the hats. So I love that. See it? I don't know if y'all can see that. On the inside it says FIP shit. So that stands for forever in profit. So that's the vibe that we're on. We always want to be forever in profit. So all right, weekly is bullish. So we'll go down to the daily here. So we can see here, like even if I kind of blow this up a little bit, the way the trend is going. So I can kind of pull out a path here. So of course, we came down here, we pulled up, pulled down even further, and then we came back up here. So because we didn't break anything below this, or we didn't break this trend line, I personally think it's going to continue to go up, and we're going to tap into 3509 for sure. So I'm basically going to keep it like this. We may have a little pullback, and we're going to continue up. So because I personally think the next spot psychologically could be 3600 for sure. So we're literally at 3345, around 3350. So next would be 3600. So it's a nice psychological round number. So clear this out. So even with this pulling down here and coming back up, again, because we broke up above this support level right here. So same thing. We're going to be bullish. All right, daily is bullish. And then we'll go down to the 4-hour real quick. And then, of course, clearly for this, we can see that we're making higher highs and higher lows. So that's typically what we want to see in an uptrend. So like typically we see this, it's doing this, up like this, coming down, coming up. So as long as the previous area is higher than the previous area, so that's usually an uptrend. So even on the lower time frame, like we can see this, that's clearly making an uptrend. So again, I think that we're going to, especially with this on the 4-hour, we can even go down to a 1-hour. So just looking at this, we're going to target this high right here, and of course this high over here. So on the lower time frame, that's what we're going to look for. So, but we can clearly see of what it's doing. We're just following the market. And I will say this, like, don't take my trading advice or anything like that in the sense that, don't take my trading advice as financial advice, but I did see somewhere where you can change the candles and literally change it to, what is it? Is this that one? No, it's not that one. Let me see. There's no, it's not that. So there was a candle change on here, but there it is, bars. So that's what we want. So it does look a little crazy, but a lot of times you can see the trend a lot easier. So like I'll go down to like an hour here. So when you have it like this, I know it looks crazy, but a lot of times it's easier to see the trend. So you can kind of see how this marks up. So when you look at it like that, it just makes kind of looking at the trend a little bit easier. So I don't know if you guys can see that, but not to confuse you guys, but it does help a lot. Also, I have touched on like Heikin-Oshki candles as well. It's kind of another candle pattern as well. So which kind of helps with the trend. So you can see here, that of course it's green, 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 and then usually you can tell when of course we're gonna have like a seller's market when it turns red. So this is another key thing. So of course you can see right here, it's kind of a seller's market right now as the market's opening. But it's probably going to tap into this previous resistance right here and then of course go back up. So I mean, it could push a little bit further down, but you know, it will go back up. So just back to candles. Yeah, so you guys can see this because it literally tapped into a previous resistance area right here, and now it's support and it's going to push back up. So, so that's that. Let me finish up our top-down analysis really quick. 4 hour is going to be bullish too. So what's good is of course the overall, and I'm misspelling it today. So now we can see here, we typically look for 2 higher time frames to be in confluence. So because if you're a day trader, then of course, yeah, you focus more on the weekly and daily to be bullish, but we typically want the daily and the 4 hour to be bullish for us scalpers. So if you're a scalper, you want to look for that on the lower time frame because that's what your overall is going to be. So again, we'll kind of mark up our supply and demand areas. So we'll go on the weekly here. So of course we're going to target the high. So the high is 3509. So its psychological number could be 3510. So that's what I'm going to put it as. We're at major resistance level at 35. Okay. All right, 3510. And we got to fix this. Okay. So there's that. And then, like I said, we have a support level right here. So we're definitely going to mark that out. So 31.24. So we'll do 31.25 on there. So major support level is 35. Or sorry, 30. Yeah, 31.25. All right. So we got 31.25. So clean as can be. So that's on the weekly. So, but again, I think we're going to break this major resistance level. So this week, so that's kind of what I see. So we'll look on the daily here. We can see we're in a range right now. So if it does happen to break this support level here, then of course we're going to look at sells here and here before it does continue to go back up. So these are going to be our levels that we're going to look at. So I'm gonna mark this up really quick. All right, then we got this area here. Okay. So very clean. So you can look on the 4 hour here. Again, we're still in a range. So like I said, I feel like we're gonna tap into this major resistance here. So we can kind of look even on the 1 hour here. So we're definitely going to tap into this area here and this area, these highs, for sure. And then of course this high up here. So I can go on the lower time frame, which is the 5 minute that we normally trade off of. So we can't forget on the lower time frames also that we have to mark up areas of support and resistance. So even right now, where would support be? So support is obviously going to be right here. So we have to mark that up. So this is a support level, and of course we do have a resistance level. Resistance level right here. So I can probably drag this over here, so we can see it's tapped into this level multiple times. And then another area, this would be another resistance area right here. And then of course we do have another support area right here. So I could move this up here. This is also a support area. And another support area right here. So that's kind of what we have to look for, because we could easily lower time frame to do this. We could pull up into this area. We could pull back down, or pull back into this area before we continue to go up here. We could pull back down again and then come back up here. So that'll put us at where? 33.65, I would say 33.66. So that's on another psychological level. So, and then of course, if we go like on a 30-minute, you can see here we have all these other areas. So say if I were to do a horizontal line here, so that's the high right now. So of course I can come over here to the left, and what do we have? So we have a resistance level right here, a support level here. So it could very well tap into this area, because this was a previous area of interest. So we have a resistance area and a support level. So which of course is now a support level. So because we haven't gone above this area yet. So, but again, we can tap in here, and we can easily tap into these areas here. So like I could easily come over here and mark these out. So I could literally come right here. We could tap into there and tap into here. So then when we look back, so because right now we need a break above here. So we need a break above 33.66. Once we do that, next target's going to be around 34.21 or 34.20, and then 34.48, so it'll be like 34.50. So these are psychological numbers. So like I can do this. So 34.50, and just put 34.50. We have a number there. 34.20. And then here I'll delete 34.65. So these are all psychological numbers. So this is an area where institutions like to go. So for this week on the 30-minute, we have three areas that it can tap into: 36.50, 34.20, and 34.50. So that's kind of what we're going to look for. So we may have some pullback, but I think we are going to continue up. So that's kind of my analysis for this week. So pretty concise and short for you guys. So hopefully you guys understood all that. If you guys don't have any, if you guys don't understand that, if you have any questions, please put a comment down below. I'll gladly answer them for you. I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I do this typically every Sunday. So if you guys are new on here, definitely check me out. Also, don't forget to follow me on my IG. My trading page is Nikki_Pips. I'll put it down in the description below as well. But appreciate you guys as always, and hope we have a great trading week. All right, peace, y'all.